Dobbs, weeknight 6:30 Eastern on CNN.
Straight ahead on CNN Sports tonight, a check on who's been naughty or nice. The Broncos have been downright perfect, but Sunday a giant blow, and the celebration could be heard all the way from Miami.
We have a lot of wonderful things to hold on to. I'm still holding on to this. I loved it.
Plus, Drew Bledsoe's in pain, but would that end up hurting the Patriots or Rams? Cordell Stewart loses his cool, while Kevin Green really loses it. We'll tell you what happened. And Ricky has a new team, but the Rocket doesn't, at least not yet. One team dropped out of the running. So get ready. Sports Tonight is coming to town with your fill of all the day's action.
Hello and welcome. This is CNN Sports Tonight, where no one is perfect anymore. I'm Mike Galanos.
And I'm Inga Hammond. Critics said it wouldn't last, that no team could go through a season unscathed these days, and you know what? They were right.
Yeah, and the folks in Miami are pretty happy about it. Those 72 Dolphins, they can finally put away their John Elway voodoo dolls. That Miami team's unbeaten record is safe, but how did Denver lose to the Giants? One New York reporter said Sunday's game figured to be a public flogging. The reigning NFC East champs took comments like that to heart. Some referred to Sunday's game against 13-0 Denver as their Super Bowl. Jim Fossil and John Elway reacquainted. Fossil recruited Elway to Stanford. He had his quarterback playing like an old Stanford QB. Kent Graham, solid, 21 of 33 for 265 yards. 21 yards scored to Tiki Barber, 10-6 Giants at the half. Then in the fourth quarter, look at Gary Brown rumble through that Denver defense that really came apart in the fourth quarter. That 45-yard burst set up a field goal. Giants up 13-9. Denver's Terrell Davis, flat on his back with the flu, had to be fed intravenously with fluids. Still comes up with 147 yards and the go-ahead touchdown. 16-13 Denver. But again, the Bronco D couldn't hold it. Less than a minute to go. Kent Graham capping an 86-yard drive with this to Amani Toomer. Did he make the catch? One official originally ruled no-go. If you look at the replays, it was a catch, and the officials get one right. Amen, boys. 20-16, the Giants with the lead. But he is Johnny Comeback. Johnny Bronco, John Elway. Still had a few bullets in the gun. But would his last one be on target? 5 seconds to go. He gives it the heave, kind of floats it up like a punt. The Giants slap it away, and perfect season history. Denver with their first loss since December 15th of last year. That snapped an 18-game winning streak. Classic sandwich game bites the Broncos. Last week they beat the Chiefs, a rival. Next week they were going to have the big showdown with Miami, but they forgot about that date in the middle with the Giants. More from the Meadowlands. Here's John Gino.
Before the game, this bulletin board message inside the Giant locker room was a plea. In the end, it was a stunning confirmation that left the Giants jubilant and the Broncos defeated and deflated.
Well, but look, obviously, they was ready to go party down in Miami this next week. Well, hey, like Coach told us all week, we gonna be the roadblock, and that's what we were today.
Still hasn't hit home with me yet. You know, I don't know what to think yet, and it's all kind of been a blur. And but I'm just excited and thankful that I've had the opportunity.
Everybody hates to lose. You know, it was a good while it lasted. Of course, we would love to go undefeated, but we just didn't have enough resiliency in the end to withstand what they had.
It's very disappointing. I mean, it's a chance for us to kind of separate ourselves from the rest of the pack. A 19-game winning streak or something like that, and we didn't do it. So that's disappointing and kind of depressed right now. But we go in tomorrow, look at our mistakes, and still realize that we still can achieve our goal.
The Bronco defense surrendered 392 yards to a Giant offense that before Sunday ranked next to last in the NFL. But Denver's ultimate undoing was its sluggish offense, which settled for 3 red zone field goals and scored 17 fewer points than its season average.
They kept us out of the end zone is what they did. I mean, we moved the ball pretty effectively, except kind of the middle part of the game. But when we got down there in the red zone, they kept us out of the end zone, which is which is a credit to them.
We didn't want to give them big plays. We made them go, and they had a lot of long drives, but we were able to stop them when we got down to the red area because we shortened the field on them.
Everybody came off the ball. Everybody played hard. And you play hard, everybody pursues to the ball. Just keep them out of the end zone. Let them kick field goals.
They were blitzing from everywhere. A lot of times, I'm picking up the blitz more than I'm running the ball. So anytime that's happening, it puts a lot of pressure on your quarterback, a lot of pressure on the lineman up front. You can't sit in the pocket as long as you would like.
Graham spent much of this week wondering when or if Coach Jim Fossil would return him to the bench in favor of Danny Cannell. But with the Broncos just 48 seconds from survival, Graham pirated John Elway's formula for late-game heroics and lofted a pass that would become what Graham called the finest moment of his professional life. In East Rutherford, New Jersey,
Dolphins defense has been stingy of late, surrendering the fewest points in the NFL. Then again, the Jets had surrendered the second least to Miami, where they were still celebrating the Giants' accomplishment. First quarter, 3-zip Dolphins. Vinny Testaverde lost the beautiful 12-yarder to Wayne Krebet. It's 7-3 Jets. Stayed that way until the third. Testaverde pitches out to Curtis Martin, cuts back, sees a hole and goes 9 yards for the TD, 14-3. To the fourth quarter, after a Dan Marino interception, Testaverde looking for Keyshawn Johnson, but Terrell Buckley finds it, picks it off, runs all the way up to the Jets' 40-yard line. That would set up a Marino to O.J. McDuffie TD, so it's 14-10. Now, same score, less than 3 minutes left. The Jets inside the Dolphins' 30, but Buckley strips Martin of the ball. Trace Armstrong pounces on it, recovers for Miami, so the Dolphins have life. 2 plays later, Marino back to pass, but Ernie Logan knocks the ball out of his hands. Chad Cascaden picks it up, and that's the nail in the coffin. Jets take it the final 21-16. The Jets have the AFC East lead and are assured of a playoff spot at 10-4. Bill Belichick's defense sacked Dan Marino 5 times and held the Dolphins to just 78 yards rushing. The Jets clinched their first division title since 1969 with a win next week at Buffalo.
We've had 2 tough games with them, but that gets us in a tournament, I think. And, you know, we got another tough game coming up next week, so we're not going to be able to think about that one this too long. So I'm just proud of my guys. They played good tonight.
Our offensive line, a little bit banged up. We had some problems in the protection, and they made plays on the ball. They did a nice job with their coverages.
So the Bills looking to take advantage of the Patriots' loss, hosting the Raiders. 39-year-old Wade Wilson getting the start. But this one was all Bills. Second quarter, 3-zip. Doug Flutie fires the pass over the middle to Jay Wiemersma. The 13-yard touchdown. Bills up 10-zip. Zip. You know what I meant. After a 73-yard punt return, Flutie tossed one to Lonnie Johnson. That's a 2-yard TD. Bills go on to win this one. Not even close. The final 44-21. Buffalo has now won 9 of its last 11 after an 0-3 start. The Raiders once again beating themselves with turnovers, including a fumble and interception return for touchdowns. The Patriots, with a 3-game winning streak, looking to keep it going in St. Louis. This one injury-filled. Tony Banks rolls on his left knee. Preliminary reports torn MCL. He's out for the season. Drew Bledsoe, he had to go back in the locker room to have his broken finger examined and re-splintered, but he came back into the game. Terry Glenn, however, did not come back. Fractured ankle. This is more on his situation in a minute. Third quarter, 18-17 Pats. Rams driving. They call the reverse. Az-Hakim turns the corner, and he is gone. 34 yards for the touchdown. Rams take this one, pulling off the upset, 32-18. Victories over the Dolphins, Bills, and Steelers, and yet the Patriots fall to the Rams, and a costly loss no less. Not only does New England lose the game, but loses Terry Glenn with a fractured right ankle.
And much more from the NFL coming up. The Cowboys searching for answers after taking another beating.
Yeah, we'll also check in on the Steelers as things go from bad to worse for Pittsburgh. No Bill Cowher kisses for Cordell Stewart on Sunday. We'll tell you what happened.
Plus, we'll tell you who angrily bowed out of the Roger Clemens sweepstakes. Keep it here.
Details. 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 High-definition television is coming. The most revolutionary idea since color. HD TV from Panasonic. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
John Bon Jovi, Tracy Chapman, Eric Clapton, Sheryl Crow, Run DMC, Vanessa Williams. Whoopi Goldberg hosts a very special Christmas from Washington, D.C. Sunday, December 20th at 8 p.m. exclusively on TNT.
Weeknights at 11. Your best choice for sports news is CNN Sports Tonight with Fred Hickman and Vince Cellini. It's a fun, fast-paced, and smarter approach to sports news. Together with the insiders at Sports Illustrated, Fred and Vince deliver all the day's sports news and highlights in just a half hour. Join Fred and Vince on Sports Tonight, weeknights at 11 on CNN.
Only CNN, the world's news leader, offers a full hour of hard news at 6:30. The Moneyline News Hour with Lou Dobbs. Fun, insightful, and complete. Intelligent coverage of the day's events, plus all the financial news from around the world you've come to rely on. All the news from the best in the business. The Moneyline News Hour with Lou Dobbs, weeknights, 6:30 Eastern on CNN and CNN FM.
Now, CNN websites are rated #1 on the World Wide Web. No wonder TC World awarded it Best News and Information for the latest breaking news, business, sports, weather, and more. Get it all at CNN.com.
Two teams fighting for a playoff berth in the rain, the Bucs and Steelers. Third quarter, just 6-3 Bucs. Steelers with the ball, Cordell Stewart looking downfield, but overthrows his receiver, gets picked off by John Lynch. Over to the sideline, and Bill Cowher benches him. Cordell certainly not happy as they exchange words. So Mike Tomczak comes in. He drops back. Oh, gets stripped of the ball. Warren Sapp recovers for the Bucs. And that leads to this. Mike Alstott, the kind of game he likes, running in the muck, up the guts, a 3-yard touchdown. That makes it 13-3. After the game, Cowher said he had no ill will toward Cordell, put Cordell back in, and he threw another interception, this time into the arms of Brian Kelly. Bucs win the final 16-3. The Steelers haven't lost 3 straight, and they haven't scored a touchdown in 9 quarters. Just 168 total yards. Cordell ending the day with 3 picks, completing just 9 of 20 for 88. For the Oilers, still fighting for a playoff spot. That's trying to clinch the Central. No Bart Brunell, so Jamie Martin making his first start. But just before the half, Martin running the ball, forced out of the pocket. Ooh, strange knee. He would not return. That would bring in rookie third-string quarterback Jonathan Quinn. Into third, 10 all. Quinn doing a good job, looking good. 7 for 8 when he throws the TD pass to Jimmy Smith. And his family is pleased with that. Called back, though, on the holding penalty. Oh, they're not pleased. 2 plays later, Quinn again looking for the touchdown. This time, though, ends up in the wrong hands. Darrell Lewis making the pick. Later in the fourth quarter, Steve McNair, serious case of turf toe, but still manages the clutch run. That puts the Oilers in scoring position. So 8 seconds left. Chance for the Oilers to win. Al Del Greco, the 41-yarder, just inside. That's good. Tennessee rallies 16-13. Del Greco with his 14th straight field goal as the Oilers continue their playoff drive. While the Jags, they can't clinch the division, and they may have a tough time doing it with Jonathan Quinn at quarterback with games at Minnesota and at home against Pittsburgh. Well, a look at the AFC wildcard race, a multitude of possibilities. The Dolphins tied with the Bills at 9-5. The Oilers and Patriots have the inside track for that last playoff spot, but Tennessee, they have to play the Packers and Vikings.
Now for 2 coaches, friends, competitors, and both doing great jobs this year. Mike Ditka's Saints tied for the last playoff spot, beginning play on Sunday, and Dan Reeves and his Falcons sporting that gaudy 11-2 record, and this team seems to only be getting better. They don't make mistakes, nothing fancy. Chris Chandler and the Dirty Birds still with a shot at home field throughout the NFC playoffs. Already 7-zip Atlanta, and it's Chandler to Terrence Mathis. 62 yards for the touchdown. Chandler with 345 yards through the air, a couple of scores, 14-zip. But the Saints make it interesting. They scored twice defensively, but then it's Chandler to Mathis again. Mathis battling the flu. He ran in and out of the locker room all game and ran into the end zone a couple of times. 63-yard score there as Atlanta wins it, 27-17. Mathis with a team record 198 receiving yards. tough day for Kerry Collins. Completed 6 of 14 for 87 yards, and he was picked 3 times. Then he was lifted in the middle of the second quarter. Just another solid physical effort from these 12-2 Falcons. Saints' loss gave the Cardinals a chance to go a game up in the wild card race. Tough one against the Eagles. They're down 7-8 minutes to go, and it's Jake Plummer to Rob Moore. Moore scoops it off the turf. Nice grab, ties it at 17. Chris Jackie had a chance to win it in regulation. He gets another shot in OT and gets it done. A 32-yarder. Arizona wins it 20-17 in overtime. Adrian Morrell with 174 yards rushing as the Cardinals pound out this win and look good for their playoff run as they host the Saints and Chargers to close out the year. And they may even catch the slumping Cowboys in the East. Dallas, they really miss Deion Sanders. At Kansas City, the Chiefs really taking a page out of the Saints book, who physically